What's up guys, Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. Today I think I'm going to have an incredibly helpful video for lots and lots of people because shoulder pain when bench pressing is something that plagues a lot of people. Okay, and I'm not saying that you're unable to do the bench press, because what's ironic about this condition is that we tend to keep pushing through the bench press even though we have some pain and discomfort on every single rep. Now if you look at me doing the bench press here, you might say to yourself, yeah, I get pain, but where? You can identify the different point in the range. Do you feel it more here at the bottom? Or do you feel maybe more of that twinge and discomfort when you get a little bit away from the bottom towards mid-range? Or maybe even some people feel it here at the very end. Guys, I'm going to tell you this, it doesn't really matter where you're feeling it. There are different structures that are responsible for those different points in the range of motion where you're feeling pain, but guess what? You shouldn't be feeling pain at all when you bench press. But I have something that you need to focus on that might be different than what you're focusing on now, because we tend to focus on the structure. And I've showed you guys here before, there's a lot of structures in the shoulder of the bench press. We have different things that can get pinched on a bench press. We can get the bursa that kind of lays over the top of the shoulder, less frequently, but it can happen. We get the biceps tendon that lies in here that can get pinched either at the bottom because we enter into internal rotation here at the bottom of the bench press, or even as we start to approach the end where that bicep tendon can get pinched in there, which could also cause some labrum discomfort. Or you get the rotator cuff that gets pinched again inside of here due to impingement, most likely here at the bottom. And because of its role in stability, that initiation of the press from the bottom is where that unstable rotator cuff is going to come in and really become problematic. But guess what? Again, it doesn't matter where you're feeling it. The issue is that you're feeling it. And I don't like to blame the structure, because if you had the stability in the shoulder, you can offset even a damaged structure. And I'm going to say that again. If the stability was there, even a damaged structure would be protected, because we know that one of the main roles that your body is supposed to have in terms of the entire balance of the muscle of the shoulder is you should have a centralized humerus here, meaning that it should stay centralized in the ball and socket no matter how you move your arm around. It shouldn't migrate up and start to pinch any of those structures. And that's what happens. And what needs to happen instead is that you have the best stability in place to do this. So here's a test for you. Okay, anybody that has shoulder pain, do the following. Go grab, as you're seeing me do here, a lighter set of dumbbells, about half as much as what you would normally use for, let's say, a 10 to 12 rep set. Now, first things first, pinch your shoulder blades together. Create some stability. Get your shoulder blades together and down and back. And initiate that and hold that now throughout the entire repetition. Now start to press. And when you press, look at how slow I'm pressing. I want you literally to be mindful of every single inch of the press. And the goal here is zero pain. Absolutely zero pain. To be able to press every inch and to monitor at any given point, do you feel any discomfort or pain? I'm going to guarantee something pretty phenomenal here. That for 98% of you that have shoulder pain when you bench press, when you perform it this way, you're not going to feel any discomfort or pain. Why? Because you've just placed stability at the forefront of the exercise. You're not focused necessarily on the weight you're pressing. You're not focused on just getting the weight off of your chest. You're focusing first and foremost on the stability of the shoulder joint as you press, by forcing you to slow down and be mindful of every single inch in that repetition. Here, a nice side benefit of this is a high degree of tension placed where? Actually on the pecs, as opposed to just trying to heave this off of your body. Now, what is the utilization of this? Why is this useful? Number one, as I said, it works as a test, as a diagnostic. Does it mean you don't have anything wrong in your shoulder? You probably do. If you're getting some pain, you might have something wrong in your shoulder. But it's not necessarily that structure that's causing the pain, because when you slow it down and you stabilize that, you're able to protect that injured structure with that stability. Meaning that regardless of what the issue is here, you still can press without pain because of the stability that's protecting that structure. So what you would do is, if you have bench press pain, you got to slow it down. You got to back it up a couple of notches. You got to be willing to drop the weight down and work on being able to press pain-free while you work on rehabbing and going back over the weaknesses that cause that. Right? Where the instability starts to rear its head is when this painful structure starts to become a problem. So if you do your scap work, if you do your rotator cuff work, if you do your freaking face pulls, you can work on correcting that without continuing to re-aggravate the inflammation in here from working through the pain on that press. As you just saw, guys, I promise, like I said, 98%, you do not have to have the pain when you're pressing. You don't. You'll feel it here. Another thing you can do with this is you can actually try to let the ego drop a little bit and work on building up that strength with stability by starting it. Let's say I was using 40s and then go to 45s and 50s and 55s and 60s and work my way up. Again, not tolerating even a single inch of pain in that range of motion. You work your strength up that way and you start to build a solid foundation as you're working on getting rid of that long-term problem that's here in your shoulder. But don't be so quick to judge that this is the problem, that your labrum, your AC joint, the bursa, the rotator cuff tendon, that this is the reason why you can't bench press pain-free. No, it's because you don't have the stability to do it and protect that structure while you're trying to work on it and get it better. So guys, I hope you found this video helpful. It is, again, something very enlightening when you go to try this, because a lot of people, lots of people, have some sort of pain in the shoulder when they bench press. A lot of you are now going to be able to do that pain-free just by slowing it down and being that mindful of it. If you're looking for programs, guys, where we build in the science behind what we do, because as you're going to see right here, the science matters. Explaining the differences here makes a whole hell of a difference in how this exercise feels. It can have the same effect on everything you do. All of our programs are over at ATHLEAN-X.com. If you found the video helpful, leave your comments and thumbs up below. Let me know what I'm going to cover. I'll do my best to do that for you in the weeks ahead, guys. And again, if you haven't done so already, make sure you click subscribe and turn your notifications so you never miss a video when I put one out. All right, guys. See you soon.